Morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody. We again have an episode of the Musings of the Knights of Rizal. As you know, the Musings of the Knights of Rizal uh, explores the other organizations, affiliate organizations of the Knights of Rizal, and its personalities, its leaders, its programs. We are very happy and glad that we were able to connect with Lady Lina Brosas, the founder of the Las Damas de Rizal, who is based in France, and this is in celebration of the Women's Month of April, and hopefully we can learn more about the organization and their plans, and also her personal perspective on the Knights of Rizal and the auxiliary or affiliate organizations. So, Ma'am Lady Lina, kamusta po?
I'm fine, sir. Just fine.
Uh, yes,
Despite this pandemic, we're okay. I'm fine with my husband. Thanks.
that's good. That's good. Ma'am, if you can introduce yourself po for those who are not familiar with your work.
Okay. I'm Lady Ninette Brosas, Lina Brosas, a proud Ilongga. Yes, yes. My parents are from Iloilo talaga. And then I graduated at Sa Rizal College, now Sa Rizal University. Liberal arts, majoring in English. English, really talaga. English.
So, ma'am, you said that you were in the Philippines until you went here in France in 1986. I remember you told me. What were your activities back in the Philippines? Were you involved with, or did you hear anything about the Knights of Rizal back then?
I've heard about Knights of Rizal, but no idea at all how they perform, what are the objectives even either. And but uh, since Zarizal is like my idol ever since I was a child, I really look up as our national hero. That and so nothing, no involvement in the Philippines before I came here. That's Zarizalian
Um,
family.
what opened your eyes in the Knights of Rizal organization when you were in France? I mean, who introduced you to the Knights of Rizal and who welcomed you in the Knights of Rizal?
Yes. When my husband joined the Knights of Rizal, that was way back 2007 also. He was chartered yung 2007. That was the third regional assembly, European Assembly of the Knights of Rizal at the Holiday Inn Hotel. And that was the time that Sir Ray Pablo was the one who asked me, approached me that if I can start the group of the women as actually it's the Kababaihang Salista that he knew, Kababaihang Salista, and that was also the time that we were organized the same at Holiday Inn Hotel. I formed a group. Ladies that with me council of Las Damas de Rizal, and we were then inducted at Holiday Inn Hotel in the event of the Knights of Rizal Third European Assembly. That's how we started the Las Damas de Rizal. But I was in uniform of Kababaihang Rizalista. And I thought it was just okay for that we can change the uniform later, and it was Kababaihang Rizalista. So Las Damas de Rizal, but under this Kababaihang Rizalista. And after I was questioned about that. Okay.
Thank you. Now po, during the third regional assembly in Europe, what was your impression about the assembly? I mean, this would be your first time, if I'm correct, to attend the regional assembly. Is there anything that impressed you? Was it the personalities, the programs, the camaraderie? What impressed you enough that you started the Las Damas?
All of that, sir. Talagang I was really impressed, and that really after attending this, I decided myself to be with it, to support them because I found that the good camaraderie not only in the Philippines, in Europe, but all over the and the Philippines. That was the first time I saw Sir Roger Kiambao here, and Sir Isguera, I think. They were here, and it inspires me really. It inspired me a lot. It was a very good night with them to mingle with this kind of people, higher level of people, like And I never thought of this. I'm just a simple woman of and being with them is really a wonderful, wonderful time for me, and that inspired me to open this to continue with a vision of being a Las Damas de Rizal.
Oh, now, ma'am, was it? I know that starting a group would not be too easy. How did you approach the women? What did you tell them? Was it easy to approach them and tell them, "Oh, we'll start a new group here in Paris"? Uh, how did you open up the possibility to the women?
Before having this Las Damas de Rizal, I was a very active person in the community, Filipino community here in Paris. I was the cultural coordinator of Kasandiwat, the first organization in Paris that was organized since 1980 of the first Filipino groups who came here. And I was also the same thing cultural coordinator of Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. So that's why, and I joined a lot of contests. A lot of people, a lot of ladies of women knows me very well because I did MCing the program. I did this organizing parties of the children who birthday of 70 years old, the 80th birthday, the 50th birthday, the 70th birthday, and the 80th birthday of some friends that I was the one who be their MC. So I mean, parang they knew me na talaga. I was very well known to these people, to these girls, and it was not hard for me to approach to join. And I said, and also I saw some pictures of the ladies in London. I think that was their group picture of no, it's not Kababayang Rizalista before. It's Maria Clara Maclaris. It's the picture of the Maclaris pa. Luma ba? It's an old photos of the group of Maclaris, and also the one in the Philippines that was showed to me by Sir Ray Pablo. So parang it was added to those to the how I convinced these girls to stay with the group, and I said we can have also like this, and not to mention that we can support our husbands, the Knights of Rizal.
Ma'am, I know Europe is pretty big, and I know Europe KOR is pretty strong, and they're very, I would say, well organized, and they do stuff uh, for the Filipino community as well.
Yes.
Um, I see that on YouTube, and actually, this is a good opportunity for those who are not in the know. When they
Mm,
watch this, they'll be knowledgeable. Really,
yeah.
I mean, aside from watching it from YouTube, but this time we have first a first hand
Mm-hmm. Mm.
annotation of what's going on. How would you describe? Uh, let's go back to the KOR. How would you describe the KOR as differentiated from other KORs in the Philippines, for instance? How would you describe the KOR in Europe?
I'm going to speak first here in Paris, sir. In Paris, our KOR is not that as really as professionals as our KOR I think, in in part of Belgium and in Germany and other parts of Middle East, because our brother knights here are all working. it's hard for them to really involve whole of their time to the organization. And it's not easy also to organize things like the things to how to promote really. And sa Philippines po malayo, it's very different, the Knights of Rizal in the Philippines, because I've been there also during our vacation of December, that the time we attended also the Martyrdom of Rizal, I think twice already. And I've seen the Knights of Rizal that is really different, like their professionalism and how the way they did their responsibilities as Knights of Rizal. I cannot compare really, but I'm proud of my brother Knights here also, because despite of this of their little time, because they're working from Monday to Saturdays. Really, most of them also are working during the weekends, even Sundays. They still had the time or to spare if it's really important to do so. Like for example, the time that we had to have this fundraising for the installation of the bus of Rizal, the 9th district. They really give their all their supports to have this fundraising a success one.